Leo, welcome to your 1 till 15 September General Tarot reading with me, Adrian Nelson, your psychic tarot reader. And in this reading, we're looking at money, health, and love. There's no timestamps because they all fit in with each other. So for your best benefit, watch the whole reading. Okay, so we are starting off with money. So it's money is finance, career, all of that sort of stuff. Okay, so it's for Leo, dealing with Leo, wherever you got Leo in your chart or whatever brought you to this reading, there is a message here for you. So be open to receive. And you have got the moon energy coming out for you right away for finances, for money, for career, which is a Pisces energy. All right, so this is all about allowing yourself to feel your feelings, Leo. Now, you are very kind, very generous, and very compassionate, and you're like the sun, you're there for everyone. But maybe it's time to take a different approach, okay? Maybe it's time to be open to a different approach of doing things, okay? Might be time to cut some energies loose there, all right? But with money, how do you really feel about it? What does it mean to you? And don't go for like, oh, well, it's nothing. I don't really care about money as long as I got passion. Money is the way the world goes around. So you want to be honest about things as well, and clear about where you are. You may have taken a little bit of a fantastical approach to life, my beautiful Leos, and it might be time to kind of solidly come back to the ground again, to earth when it comes to money, to be clear about things. What is the state of your finances really? Maybe write things out, go through those statements. Understand what your tax brackets and those things are. You may have been a little bit too blasé about things, and maybe you've been blasé about things because maybe you didn't want to feel certain things and didn't want to deal with certain things. It's time to deal with what you need to deal with. All right? It's time for you to deal with what you need to deal with. Okay? Because typically if we don't, then things have a way of going a little south, and that means that there's some feelings below the surface that's got to come up. Maybe some feelings about money that you had as a child with growing up, things that you maybe want to face or not want to face. Maybe it's time to let go of the, like something, big house or whatever, or the flashy car, or maybe it's, it's just time to make that investment in yourself, 7 of Cups. By trying to avoid problems, we actually typically attract them to us. Because what's your focus? All right, and you are reminded here that yes, all that glitters isn't always gold, but that is just life, and that is just how we learn. So don't hold this sort of axe above your neck, for whatever happened in the past and whenever happened, and all of that sort of stuff. Okay, be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself. Be generous to yourself, all right? And don't just frame everything with like, oh, well, it's okay, it's all right. If it's not all right, it's not all right? And sometimes we need to speak up about that, okay? Let's see what else we have here. If it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you. If you're coming back, welcome back. Thank you for your support. If you haven't yet done so, I hope you will consider subscribing. You had 3 cards that popped out here, so we're going to look at what they are. You've got the 3 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. And so the penny drops. Okay? So there are new energies that are coming into your life, beautiful Leo, in a beautiful way. And you may wish that there are certain people that you can take with you. Like you wish and hope that they can just get it. That maybe they will finally grow up. Maybe they will get the logic of life. That sort of thing. But I don't really think that that's where they're at. So you might want to consider that maybe it's time to cut them loose. Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to... we don't want to say this because it sounds ugly, but we just mean it in the reality, basically, that if you are ready to go to a next level and somebody else is not, and you've really been, giving it your all, and you've been trying your best and it's not working, then ultimately at the end of the day, you're holding yourself back, So, again, maybe that's where that feelings come in, that it's time to face up to a situation. It's time to be honest with yourself. Okay, about a situation here. Have you maybe been carrying someone all along? Are you dealing with somebody that's playing games? Are you dealing with someone that that messes with your confidence, that messes with your anxiety, that messes with your heart and your brain? Maybe, you could have had nice connections or friendships, or even like maybe relationships or whatever with other people. Positive connections basically, but maybe because of this person it didn't happen. So this is a space where you really need to start to see, you know, um, sort of like, the wood for the trees or the trees for the forest type of vibe. Okay. Um, because if you don't, then technically speaking, you're holding yourself back. Okay. Let's look at health. Spiritual health, mental health, physical health, emotional health, well-being across the board. Okay. My beautiful Leos, if you are open to learn and to grow, then take a look at the links in the description for my online courses. They're beautiful. First couple of lessons are free, so check them out. Health. Taking a bit of a shot in the dark there with the Eight of Swords. Now, here's the thing, Leo. If something happens in health and you're not sure about it, take the steps that you need to take, because I feel that you already need to know what those steps are. Take the steps you need to take in order to get the clarity. I feel this is a space where you might be afraid of the truth, because the truth forces you to take action. But the alternative pretty much sucks, And yes, you might need to cut somebody loose here. And you might even get very upset with yourself, because you may discover and realize, Leo, that you have been almost like stringing yourself along. You've been sort of like, systematically pulled into a situation deeper than you care to have been. But again, that is what, that is what manipulators do. That is what gaslighters do. So it's definitely time to face up to a situation over here. Okay? Time to face up to a situation. Time to have that conversation. Time to decide on the next step. Okay? But that means that you have to take off the blindfold, and instead of saying, oh, well, let's hope for the best, to really become honest with yourself about what the best actually is. Okay? And what it entails. And it's hard because this might be someone that you really, really love. Nine of Wands. What is that one thing that you don't want to face? We can plant the most beautiful flowers that we want to plant and all those type of things, and that's really, really great. But, it might not change the fact that we are still living in a space that is maybe not healthy for us. You know what I mean? This is what I normally refer to as putting plasters on something that requires stitches. It's a powerful message falling to the floor. And it's laying on its side, the Three of Wands and the Eight of Cups. You know that your heart is ready. You know that your heart is ready. You know that your soul is ready to move on. And you know that it's time to move on. And when we know that, and we don't do that, things become pretty challenging for us. And then even the person that we might try to protect might actually get hurt in the process more. So that is something to consider. Okay? Let's see what we've got for health. And my beautiful Leos, if you are open to, to live in this beautiful space where you move on, they move on, a peaceful solution to all, open yourself to that and say, Source, I open myself to that. Please help me with that. Place your hand on your heart and take a nice deep breath and say yes to it. Okay? And write in the comments, yes, I'm ready. Or I'm open to support. Okay? Writing it makes it real. Writing is powerful. Ten of Cups when it comes to love. You are ready for the real deal. That's it. You are ready for the real deal. And you know what? When we get to a point where we are really, really ready, Leo, for the real deal, then things that we may have been lenient about for the longest period of time, we no longer are. Even if maybe you and this person, maybe you fed off each other's toxicity. That happens sometimes. But when you are ready to move on, you're pretty much ready to move on. Okay? And you are ready to move on. That I can tell you for a fact. You are so super ready to move on. Okay. We've got the Queen of Cups and the Star energy, Aquarius energy. This is the beautiful energy where we currently are. You are ready for the real deal. You are ready to build something beautiful with someone that is, on board with stuff. And so only you can really give that to yourself. And as I said, when we don't, then things have a tendency to get worse instead of better. So that's something to really think about. Okay. That's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that it helps. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You've got a bit of a tough decision there to make on your own. So remember to be kind to yourself. Maybe get some help and support if you need it. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next video.